Marina Ormes here with your Astro Vibe for Tuesday, April 11th. Today the moon is going into Capricorn, and it's perfect time to talk about Capricorn energy. And one of the things that comes up when we think about Capricorn moons, Capricorn suns, all kinds of Capricorn, is this idea that things need to be a certain way. Think about what Capricorn is, and why are Capricorns so rigid, right? Do you know any Capricorns who are kind of controlling or need to know how things work? So I'm a Capricorn sun, so I can speak to this, but one of the things that's always been true for me is that I like to know how things work. I want to know what the rules are, what it is I have to operate within, and from there I can create. So Capricorn is an earth sign. It's a cardinal earth sign, and earth energy is about the physical world. It's about physical forms, structures, the way things come into being, what is holding the energy of something, right? So when we think about form, this is kind of, one of those abstract thoughts that we don't think about all the time, but form, right? Like I've got a mason jar here, right? This is a form, it's a thing. I'm wearing a hoodie, that's a thing. Things are forms. But forms hold the energy of something that, so this, this is my hoodie, but it's holding the energy of hoodies and clothing and the color and all those kinds of things. So it's holding all these different energies, but it's a physical thing. And Capricorn is about how things exist in our world and how we can work within things that have limitations. Like this glass jar can break. It has limitations, right? It's not going to last forever as a glass jar if I drop it from 10 feet to the floor, or throw it against the wall, or turn it upside down full of liquid, right? It has structure, it has information, it has limitations that are specific to a glass jar. And this hoodie, same thing, like it's soft, right? It keeps me warm. It has all these things about it that are specific to it being a thing. Okay, how does that? I don't know how I get off on these things. All right, so how does Capricorn energy relate to these things and things that have limitations? It gives something a way of being, right? Something that it is, something that it is not, right? This soft hoodie is not the hard glass jar. This soft hoodie is not going to hold water for me to drink, but that jar might, but it's not going to keep me warm the way this, anyway. So what is Capricorn about? What does that have to do with? Capricorn is about the properties that things have, how they work, what are their limitations. And so that's why Capricorn people with Capricorn suns, people with Capricorn moons, when the moon is in Capricorn, as it is going into today, we have the energy of how things work. And so the energy of Capricorn wants to know the rules, the limitations, the actualities. What is it that we have to operate within? For a glass jar, we have to operate within the knowing that we can't throw it on the ground, right? If we want it to continue to be a glass jar, if we throw it on the ground, we have a different situation. So knowing those rules, how does it work? What are the rules of a glass jar? And what are the rules of other things that might be happening in your life? So the reason Capricorns can come across as rigid sometimes is because they want to know how things work. And then they want to know that those things and the way that they work are going to be predictable, that it will be that way next time. And By knowing those things, we can then work within that. We can create, we can do things with these physical forms, these physical structures that have limitations. So when somebody with Capricorn energy wants things to be a certain way, or is controlling or micromanaging, it's because they need to know how things work so that they can operate. And operation is really the that is the strength that Capricorns have. They have the ability to work within structures, to organize, to make things happen. And in order to do that, they need to know the rules, the limits, the boundaries, how things work, what things can do, what things can't do, what are those rules and parameters, physical properties of not only objects, but also people, right? How does this work? How does this person behave? How does this organization or system operate? And how can I expect that to go so that I can know how to organize my day around how things work? So that's Capricorn. That's why Capricorns are sometimes so rigid. And today, so between 10 and 11 my time, Pacific time, the moon goes from Sagittarius into Capricorn. And we have that shift into thinking about how things work and how to do cool stuff within the energy of the limitations that things have. So when we know how they work, we can work with that. We can work with the materials, with the properties of a system, with the ways that things work and the ways that things operate, and generate the results that we want to create through working with the limitations that are present. So yesterday, the moon, Sunday and Monday, the moon was in Sagittarius, bringing a focus to bigger picture of beliefs, where we place our faith and trust. And you can watch yesterday's video for greater insight into our beliefs and how our beliefs shape our experience, and how you can take charge of your beliefs, right? Good Capricorn idea, taking control, working within the beliefs you have, and even changing the beliefs you have, right? Seeing how where you have some ability to think different thoughts, or open to new possibilities, or get your thinking outside the box so you can see new ways of proceeding forward. And Capricorn is not always rigid. Sometimes it has that ability to flex within the rules and parameters that things have. So yesterday's video, I went into how to work with your beliefs, and you might get some hints, some insight into what was going on yesterday. And then on Sunday, a couple days ago, I had a great video where we took a deep dive into one aspect of Pluto in Aquarius and the bigger picture of meaning for our time period historically. And that has to do with how Pluto brings transformation in areas of equality, freedom, thinking about social justice, and where some grassroots civil rights and social justice movements may be heading now that Pluto is starting to go into Capricorn, has gone in, will be moving in and out a little bit over the next couple of years. But you get some more insight into that and what it means. If social justice is a topic of interest to you, do not miss that video, because it will give you some real insight into where we are in our context between the past and the future, and what kind of possibilities we have that may be opening up to us in terms of how we think about being change makers, how we think about stepping into activism, and so on. So lots of great information. I am here every day bringing you the astrology for unshakable self-care and helping you make the most of the energies present. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.